This morning, with the war against Iran escalating and expanding, President Trump's attempting to silence criticism about the administration's mixed messaging.
We were having negotiations with these lunatics, and it was my opinion that they were going to attack first. They were going to attack if we didn't do it.
The president rejecting the idea made by his own Secretary of State that Israel's plan to attack forced the U.S.'s hand.
So if anything, I might have forced Israel's hand, but Israel was ready and we were ready.
Top administration officials say that during negotiations, Iran was lying while rebuilding its nuclear program.
Iran is run by lunatics, religious fanatic lunatics. They have an ambition to have nuclear weapons.
President Trump had previously warned Iran would soon have missiles that could reach the United States. But U.S. intelligence disputes that, saying Iran would not have that capability for another decade. Following classified briefings on Capitol Hill, Democrats say the White House's explanations are not good enough.
There was no imminent threat against the American people. This is a war that is going to be borne on the backs of working class Americans.
And remain alarmed that President Trump has not ruled out American troops on the ground.
I am more fearful than ever after this briefing that we may be putting boots on the ground.
Republican lawmakers are largely supportive of the current mission, but wary if it expands.
Over time and with boots on the ground, then my antenna starts going up about congressional involvement.
But skepticism on the Hill is not stopping the Trump administration from expanding America's military involvement across the globe. Overnight, announcing that U.S. forces launched an operation in Ecuador, along with the local military there to target drug traffickers. Part of the president's push in South America that has also drawn the U.S. military into Venezuela, capturing its leader at the beginning of this year. And that new operation in Ecuador marks the 8th separate country that the U.S. has hit or targeted with military operations in just 13 months since President Trump took office, supported by most Republicans, but also fueling some criticism within his party, specifically within the MAGA movement. Some of his longtime allies complaining the president has not lived up to his promise to keep the U.S. out of foreign wars. Hoda.
All right, Peter Alexander for us there at the White House. Peter, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.